Guys, how have you all been? How have you been feeling? Really, let me know in the comment section. I would really love to know. Let's catch up on life and all of the things that have been going on with all of us in the comment section. So feel free to leave your comments down there. If you are new, welcome. My name is Onyinye and this is my channel. If you like to see more of my videos, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and welcome to the family. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much. You are the reason why I'm here. You are the reason why I continue to do videos, and I'm grateful for every single one of you. Thank you guys so much. I feel like I have been slacking. I've not been doing a really good job at all when it comes to giving unsolicited marriage advice. Like, I've been terrible at it. I'm failing at my Nigerian auntie duties, and we are fixing it, guys. We are fixing that issue starting with this video. You guys are really lucky because I've been in this marriage thing for over 2 years now, and I have seen all there is to see when it comes to marriage. So I definitely know what I'm talking about when it comes to marriage. So count yourself lucky for being privileged to be able to see this video today. You are really lucky. Before you get married in Nigeria, if you are a Christian, the church that you intend to wed in usually have like this compulsory marriage counseling session that they do for 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, depending on like the church that you go to. It can vary in length. During my own session, when we were preparing to get married, one of my counseling sessions stuck with me. And in that class, the lady that took the class was a very nice, jovial lady. She made the whole thing fun. At the beginning of the class, she just introduced herself. It was really nice. She was a fun lady. Everybody said their name, and then she asked the question, why do you want to get married to whoever it is you're marrying? And we were all supposed to go around and give our answers, and everybody went round. Because I love him, because she supports me, because I want kids, I want a family. Very beautiful answers, And after we've all gone round and given our reasons for wanting to get married, she asked, what if that does not happen? So what if you don't have kids? What if the love dies? What if your spouse, who is like your support system, suddenly has an accident and can no longer provide for you? She just gave the other side of all of the answers that we gave, and everybody was just quiet. It was then we realized that this is really serious business, And at that point, I sort of I don't know if I did not know that what I was going to do was serious, but that was when I realized that all of the hopes and all of the dreams that you have going into marriage, they might really not happen. This person might not be all of the things that you imagined your life to be. They might not be the person to support you or to cheer you on, or all of the beautiful things. You might end up not having children. There are just so many things that we hope that our married life would be, that we don't have control over, and anything can happen when it comes to those sort of situations. So what happens then? Does your marriage end? Where do you go from there? I won't lie, at that point my eyes really cleared, because then I'd only known my husband for about a year, maybe less, and out of that 1 year we've only been together in the same country for 2 weeks out of the 1 year. So how much do I know this person? Am I really sure what I'm about to do? How am I sure that what I know is really what I know? I began to think of a lot of things, and I think that was the intention of the whole thing, so that you would think critically about what you're about to do, because it is your whole life that you're about to just surrender to somebody else. Not in the way you're thinking, but it's like your whole life that you're about to involve somebody else who is going to be a very vital primary part of it. Everything you do affects them, everything they do affects you, and if you choose to bring children into the world, it's like a lot more responsibility for something that we don't even have guarantee for? You know, how am I sure that this is the person that I need for a lifetime? How am I sure that I'll be fulfilled in this marriage? How am I sure that this person is going to continue to support me through thick and thin? How am I sure that this is it? In recent times, we've seen marriage get a lot of bad rep. Divorces up and down, marriages are not even up to like 6 months, 1 year, they're breaking down, people being unfaithful, cheating up and down like their dogs, their spouses that are leaving their partners because they fell ill and they can no longer take care of them. They cannot make that sacrifice for someone that they pledged their life to. We are seeing all of these things that is making marriage look like it's not worth it, and it reminded me of that class, which is why I wanted to do this video. A lot of things are happening recently that is making marriage look like it's not worth it. Like, it's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of giving up yourself, especially like if you are a woman, a Nigerian woman, a black woman. There's just a lot of letting go that is making it look like marriage is not worth the risk, like it's not worth it at all. Even from like the children angle, if you look at the world that you're trying to bring kids into, it's scary, it's disorganized, it's unpredictable. You don't know whether you are going to be here to raise them up until, you know, they are old enough to make decisions and raise themselves. It's a lot of risk, and a lot of people are, you know, considering whether this whole thing is even worth it. And in my opinion, I just think that people don't really realize the undertaking that they are about to go into when they make that lifelong commitment. A lot of people see marriage as a way out. So if you are young and you're struggling at home, or you no longer want to live under your parents' rule, you just cannot wait to leave your house, the next step is marriage. You're struggling financially and you feel like marriage is your, you know, way out of that financial struggle. You just want to, you know, be yourself and be independent and make decisions on your own. You want to be independent, make decisions on your own, not have anybody dictate your, you know, going in and coming out. You decide that maybe if you get married, you will have some sort of authority over, you know, your life and the things that you want to do. So, you know, you go into marriage. All of these things are wrong reasons. Wrong reasons to go into marriage. But unfortunately, that's the reason that some people go into marriage these days. There's even the angle of people just want to show off. You know, they just want to be in the married gang. A lot of people are of age, and because they're tired of society pressure, they're tired of family pressure, people talking about how they are and how they are not married yet, and they're not even thinking whether they are ready for the whole thing or not. Their plan is maybe the next step in life is marriage for me, and they go into marriage. Wrong reasons to go into marriage. And because a lot of people are not prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, financially for what marriage is. When things get hard, they can't handle it, so they leave. I think that what that lady was trying to teach with that class is that whatever our expectations are going into marriage, it does not trump the reason why God created marriage in the first place. There is a more divine purpose to marriage, and that is what our focus should be. Without kids, a man and a wife is still a family. Without money, a man and a wife is still a family. So we should not judge our marriages based on like the expectations that we have going in. There are things that we can control, and there are things that we cannot control. When things are good, you know, you enjoy that. When things are difficult, you ride the tough times until they become good again, keeping God at the center of everything. I think that was the lesson she wanted us to take out of that class. And I am filming this video just like, I don't even know what exactly it is, but like I said, is a Nigerian auntie thing to do, to give marriage advice to people who, one, are not yet getting married, they desire marriage, but you know, they are not yet married but are looking forward to getting married, and two, to people who are currently struggling in their marriage, and to even people that are married, because this is something to keep in mind as you go through your marriage journey. All of this advice, I think, will help, because it helped me my very long 2 years of marriage, so I know that it is going to help you too in your marriage, no matter the stage that you are in. I know that this is going to be beneficial to you. So the first thing I'm going to say is sort of like a summary of what I've been saying all along, is that it's good to have expectations. It's good to have like the things that you desire from somebody else, from your union in marriage, but also realize that those things may happen or may not happen, and whichever way it goes, life goes on. Your marriage is not going to end just because you don't have that, or just because other people are judging that you don't have that. There are expectations that we as individuals and as a society have put on like marriage and married people, and those things don't necessarily define the success or failure of a marriage. So first of all, do not allow society define what your marriage should look like. Allow society to define what success in your marriage looks like. Do not also judge your marriage based on your expectations. I think that's the first thing I'm going to say. The second one is that marriage is a very, 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 very huge commitment. It's a lifelong commitment, and it's also not for the faint-hearted. So you need to really, really think through the decision. You need to think through it, and it's absolutely okay if you think through it and realize that maybe it's not for you, or maybe you are not ready for it yet. Even if you fixed your marriage date, it can wait. It's better for you to be late than to go into marriage unprepared and live a frustrated life. Like, I cannot imagine it for you. So it's better to just wait until you are ready and take steps to prepare yourself for what you're about to do. Think it through, and also assess the person that you're getting married to. It's a very, very, very big decision, and the person that you're doing it with needs to be the right person. So assess the person, their character, their financial status, their morals, their beliefs, their values. Those are the things that, even if you cannot predict what the future would look like, with their values, their morals, the things that they expect will tell you the sort of person that they would be in 5, 10, 15 years from now. So you need to assess the person that you're getting married to, and after you've done all of this assessment and realize that I will go ahead with it, just know that it's a big commitment and it requires a lot of pruning and hard work. You would need to let go of a lot of things, not in a bad way, not submission the way Nigerian people hammer submission. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like letting go of pride, letting go of ego, being vulnerable, knowing that in order for this thing to work, you guys need to, lay everything on the table and be vulnerable to each other. There shouldn't be pride, there shouldn't be any ego. You should be open to communication, to correction, to realigning things in a way that works for the both of you. I think that if you go into marriage with that sort of open-mindedness, with that sort of attitude, it's going to be a more enjoyable journey for you. This one is a very important point. Marriage is not a fixer. Wanting to escape your parents and be independent and make decisions without anybody questioning you is not a reason to get married. Societal pressure, family pressure, friends, peer group pressure is also not a reason to get married. Wanting to have the talk of the town wedding is not a reason to get married. If you go into marriage trying to escape or fix something, you would create a bigger problem in the process. So if you, for example, decide that maybe you no longer want to live with your parents, like you're tired of their nagging and their wahala, and you just want to go into your own home and live peacefully and not have anybody question you and do your thing, and then you decide to get married, it sort of puts you in a mental space that you cannot leave. So God forbid you go into a bad marriage, you will not want to leave because you are going back to the thing that you were running from. The same thing with people who go into marriage because of societal pressure, or because they want to have a big wedding. They eventually do these things. You get married, everybody's happy, they come to your wedding, they dance, they eat, they drink, and they all pack their load and go back home. And then things spoil. God forbid, or you are no longer happy in it, you cannot leave, because what will people say? You know, all of the pressure and everything they've put on you is still on your head, and you don't want to go back to being the old you, and then they will continue to talk. This time around it will even be worse, because you can't stay in husband's house. Is the story that they will begin to tell. Oh, this one, she cannot stay in husband's house, she ran away, you know. And then you are just in a bad situation that you cannot fix, and you are frustrated about. The same thing if you decide to go to marriage because you want to have the talk of the town wedding. You know, you want to marry a big boy that would spend money, and you end up marrying a Yahoo boy that would throw the talk of the town wedding. Lagos will shake. The foundations of Lagos will shake. Bella Nigeria will know that you've landed. You go ahead and you find the person who can, you know, afford to do those things for you without vetting them, without looking through their character. You just, you know, jump into it because they have the money to pay for the sort of wedding that you want. 5 years, what am I even saying? Those kind of things, when they reach 5 years, by the time you are 2 months, 3 months, 6 months into the whole thing, your eyes will now clear. A lot of people looking from the outside in actually judge things on the surface. So for example, people who marry rich men and are sad from their marriage, people from the outside will look in and say, at least she has Bentley, or at least her husband can afford this, or at least. So a lot of people think that is a situation that they too can be in, you know, and be fine. They don't realize it until then they get into it and they were like, oh shit, sorry for sorry, that was not really my intention. Oh, I did not know it was going to be like this. Oh, what am I going to do now? You know, we see it from the outside and it's lovely and it's nice. They are I'm not saying people that married rich husbands are sad, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving an example, please. Nobody should come for me, I beg. But you get what I mean. You find those sort of situations, you throw the wedding, and now you are in a bad spot, and you cannot break off the wedding because people are going to gossip. Like, how much did they pay for Ashebi? How much did you spend on this wedding? And because everybody knew when you got married, we want to know why it ended. Like, you cannot give us all this, you know, flamboyant thing, and now you all of a sudden end it and don't want to, you know, tell us why the whole thing ended. It's like a lot of problems that you are creating for yourself that you could have avoided in the first place. So that's the angle that I'm coming from. I believe that if you get married to the right person, a lot of things become easier. With the right person, it's easier to navigate the hard times. Imagine when you are in a tough situation and the person that you are in it with does not even care, they are not bothered. They are just, you know, doing their thing and allowing you carry it, only you. Those sort of situations make you rethink a lot of these things. So before you take the step to getting married, you should really think it through. You should really assess the person and decide on your own, without anybody's input, whether it's something that you want to do. And if it's not something that you want to do at all, it's fine. I've seen people who said they don't want to get married and they're fine. It shouldn't be something that you do out of pressure. It is your whole life, like your whole life. You really do not want to mess it up. You don't want to mess it up, trust me. And if you are in a marriage where you are struggling, I don't think that it is too late to repair things. You guys just need to go back to the foundation and try to build from there. Hopefully you are with a partner who sees the value in going back and, you know, rebuilding your foundation so that you guys can move on from there. I don't think that there is anything that is not resolvable. I don't know if that, because people cite unreconcilable differences for divorce, but what I'm trying to say is I don't believe that there are like issues that you cannot resolve with communication. The resolve might be you guys moving forward with the marriage, the resolve might be you ending it, but there is always a solution to things. So you guys need to go back to the drawing board and, you know, resolve your issue from the ground up. Don't try to do surface level resolutions, because down the line you will still have to come back to the same problem. You guys will fight about the same thing. So try to dig to the roots of things. It will be very difficult at first, but by the time you get it right, other things that you build on top of that foundation would be a lot stronger. Marriage is a beautiful thing, it's enjoyable. You just have to make the right decisions and put in the work when it comes to sustaining it. How did I do, guys? I think that I've upgraded my Nigerian auntie status. If you need any marriage advice, come to me. I am capable. I can do and undo. There is nothing I cannot resolve. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you learned one or two things. If you have any advice, leave it in the comment section. I believe that there are people who will be down there reading. Subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. I do not know, I have no idea why you are not subscribed yet. So just go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notification as well whenever I upload videos, and I'll see you in my next video.